I've had my pole set up in my home for 9 months now. Let's check in on my progress. Here are some cool new spins to get us started. They're from the beginner section of my pole tricks book, so they aren't too challenging, but they look neat. This is the trapped chair. And this one is the rock star. I decided to revisit an old nemesis, the Hello Lesbians, and to my surprise, I can do it, on both sides! Here's a curious thing. As I've progressed, my airwalk has completely changed. Here's me today trying to do it the quote-unquote old way that I learned it. You can see me successfully holding the old way for a long-ass time just a couple of months ago. No, hold up. I think I actually have my arms opposite, so I don't actually think I'm doing it the same way. Whatever, just keep watching. And here's how the airwalk looks today. It's becoming much more horizontal, and I can't tell if that means I'm progressing or I just lost the proper way to do the trick. I mean, this is super pretty, it's just so different. Has that ever happened to you? Here's a clip to remind you that despite doing this for 9 straight months now, I can still completely misjudge the speed of a spin and end up going Mach 5 for no reason at all. Have a flag. And some more flag. And even more. That's 10 seconds of hold time, folks. The other side was like, nah, I'm tired now. I've been working a lot on my split grips, which have taken all 9 months to get this strong. This grip requires a lot of concentration on my part to not let my hyperflexible elbows get into a bad position. You're gonna see me attempt to gyrate, I think, up in the air. I'll include a clip from a couple of weeks ago that was much more successful. Probably because I was listening to Rihanna. An exciting announcement. Here is a dangerous bird! This was the final move I had gotten in pole class that I hadn't yet remastered at home. With this, I have now completely caught up to and surpassed my skill level from when I was regularly attending class at the studio. In case you can't tell, this move feels extremely awful because all your weight lands in that knee pit, and it kind of makes your whole leg go numb. I don't know how to properly exit out of it either. So here is me just pretending I'm not in pain. Graceful. Allow me to interrupt with a clip from last week in which I performed my first ever cross-ankle release while wearing heels! You can't see it below me, but I did have my mat out, and yes, this looks hot as hell with the shoes on. But you'll see that the very slight change in weight threw me off, so when I reached back up for the pole, it takes me like an extra second, which felt like an eternity to be able to re-grab. I was like, grab it or you die! Let's check in on the status of my jade split, since you might have seen that video recently. The scared side can now do an outside leg hang just fine, but this jade attempt was not successful. Then I was trying to sync up my inversion to the music and took too long and psyched myself out, and let's try again. I never film my inversions at this angle, so I just noticed that I do something interesting. And wrong. Let me play it again. I'm heading for an outside leg hang, so I sort of throw myself back and immediately start aiming my leg for the pole. That means my legs never straighten completely, my toes never point, and I never end up in the full straddle. So I have nowhere to lift my hips from, which is probably why I keep getting my hands stuck under my knees once I get into the leg hang. It's not a dire issue, but it is something I'll want to work on as I progress further. I decided to continue my time-honored tradition of following a jade with a Superman, so here's me climbing up into my starting Superman position. This is still a very awkward thing for me to do, so it lacks finesse. But it will lead into what is probably my best Superman ever, at the worst angle ever. Ugh. The other side didn't want to play, but that's alright. I'll keep training it to keep up with the good side, even if it doesn't end up on camera every time. My final new move is this stag sit thing, which looks awesome, even though I don't quite have it correct. My bottom foot is supposed to hook into the pole. I'm sure there are people who could turn this into a split. I am not people. Like the Superman, my other side was not having it. Again, that's okay. Something to work on for next time. Progress isn't linear. Thanks for watching this progress update, though. Please consider liking, subscribing, and, I don't know, being proud of yourself for all that you've accomplished in your life. Just a suggestion. Bye!